Francis Cardon, Kadipanda, Nili Henpen. Before start sharing my few words, I would like to thank to Almighty God for giving us a wonderful and a blessed time. My name is Homsing Timung. I am the General Secretary of Bangalore Karbi Society. It's been 8 years I am into the organization, 5 years serving as a General Secretary. It's worthwhile to share a few words about the organizations. The Bangalore Karbi Society is going to be 10 years now, and for that I am very much thankful to all the members, senior members, and to our advisor who keep supporting us, encouraging us, and also motivating us for strengthening the organizations and for holding the organizations. And without everyone's support, Bangalore Karbi Society could not be able to exist at this point of time. And for that, I'm very much grateful again to each and every one of you on behalf of Bangalore Karbi Society. And yes, through these organizations, we are able to reach out our peoples in different times of crisis, and we are being able to help them out in different times of problems that has been going through in the city. And we have done our best in whatever possible we could, and we have been coming all through that way, and still we have been doing that. And that's an amazing story I would mention right now. And yes, right now also we'll be talking about the ongoing situation that's concerning to the pandemic about the COVID-19 in around the city of Bangalore. And prior to that, I would like to thank the team Karbi Anglong today for organizing such an amazing programs and as the lockdown diaries. And I'm very much thankful to be a part of your programs, giving me the quality time to spend for sharing a few words. Indeed, I'll be sharing a brief, basically 2 points. That's number one, the challenges, and number two, that's going to be the testimonies. And the challenges that I'm going to talk about, firstly about the students. As we all know that we have a student from Karbi Anglong that in Bangalore, we have been admitted in different institutions, and they have enrolled in different academic programs. Some are into engineers, some are into doctors, some are into a degree course, some they came for the coaching. And yes, right, it was all fine at the beginning, but right after this lockdown, it's a great problem for all the students, and it's a hard time for all the students that the sudden stop of the academic season has been a great challenging, that they won't be able to take any decision at this point of time. And without even though they are having the online session, but that's going to take a lot of time, and that's not going to be much effective as well. And that's all the students have given up. They have come up with that point. That's not going to be effective because there are courses engineers, and yes, of course, all the courses we need to have a practical sessions. Without that, that is impossible to complete any courses. So that's a difficult and great challenges, I would say that. And upon that, upon not having any classes, regular classes, the student also need to give the fees at this point of time. But without having any classes, they need to give the fees. It's a great concern for the parents and for the student also. I hope that all the institutions take responsible step to give some concessions or take some further step for the better way to how they can resolve that issue, since the lockdown has imposed and it's really affecting to each and every one of us too. So that's all the concern for the student. Hope the student will take responsible by themselves to cope up with the faculties, maybe taking up the right mentorship in order to complete the course or the chapters or for whatever they are. And now I would like to talk about the working sectors. Yes, a lot of peoples, or maybe nearly 1,000, more than 1,000, or nearly 10 to 15,000 people are there in Bangalore city, in around Karnataka as well, and they have been employed in different places, mainly from Karbi Anglong, and some are into different industries like manufacturing industries, like clothing, food manufacturing. Some are into construction, and some are into hotel industries, and some are into ITs, and some are into different private company jobs. So that's that's all about people who have been engaged in different. But right after the lockdowns, it's really getting hampered to all the workers, especially in the construction, especially in the manufacturing, the governments and all the construction, like maybe in the chemicals. Since all the industries has been closed down right after the enforcement of the lockdown, and people have left with no job. So that's the reasons people, most of people need to come back home. And yes, maximum of them have reached back to home, living a great losses for them. I would say that since maximum of them have coming here over to get for supporting the families, and also for supporting for their relatives. That's how I comes up with the stories. I will narrate a few in testimonies, and that's a hard time. And also since the day one of the lockdown, it was the great hard time that we are not able to come up at first stage of the lockdown, since the government has imposed the lockdowns very strictly, and they have issued a very limited passes, and we are not able to get it. But through the support from different organizations, we are able to get the pass, and we are able to help our people, reach them out in different locations, and with our best efforts we could. And that's all about the challenges that we have been going through, in short, I'd say. And coming to this testimony, I would speak again regarding the past, whatever the supports from the organization, from different organizations that we have support during this lockdown. Especially, I would like to thank to Northeast Solidarity for the great support, not during this lockdown, since every time, in every crisis and every problem, they are the one who stand behind us, support us, and they are the one who guide us for. So I'm very much thankful, especially to Dr. Rini Ralte, and also to Newak, who always keep supporting us since almost 5 to 6 years. They always keep us supporting us in through sharing their ideas and sharing their guidance. So the board, the apparel will give a prayer importance give a prayer importance about the organization, and very much thankful to this board organization. And without them, we could not have been able to get those passes or to reach out our people. But through them, we are able to help them in times of those crises, and we are able to attain them. It was a great stories that I will brief right now in short. And yes, and right now talk about our people's short testimonies that I'll be talking with Karbi. Kiong dong atum tak waring war sai pan wanglo. Kimesan ang tegalam ang sinipu soji jungjung. Kiong dong atum dak wang pen hem ari chalang long atum tato kaching kilong lapen ketek dun long lapen keklem bom atum tato pik jaha katum stame long le kachalang tek pen dak wang pen long le chalang long lo. Kiong dong atum hemrit awe pen hemrit cherang long lo chikim long lo lapen kiong dong atum somar fees kipitek the pot dak wang pen dak kam klem pen sai chu klem pen la dak somar fans tame fees kipilong le pen same dak same fees tame pilong lo pen kyong dong dos same ko pini hotel industry song charli tun dak charli pen klem pen hem tam pen diffuse tame ki ong dong tum nang klem bom ta lo hamren nong same nun phani tum nang klem bom ta lo la hai ka do ko we ki mission ang thai on the testimonies ka do e pot aning rong party la pen ki ong dong tum stame mechanic mission aside mechanic klem no tum stame do la tum stame ninkan isia philo blote ni din sai chapang ching nam long po ka do ko we la hai lam par chilong la pen ki mission aside ki klem tum do pick ka we tum da do pick sa chan te la hai lam bang it than thilo stame la ki thek ki klem tum long ka do ko we da klem pen hem tam ben so ni ang thek ka choklem tam ke pak lang tam thek ka pot ke itum ka do we da churu nang ji nelihin ben churu par pick ako ka do we ka ching ki chan ang thek ba pen ka do we Bangalore Karbi Society ka do we ka chitong an same ka chipar yang thek la hello la pen ka chitong ang thek la pen ka do we organization ke do ang thek ma de sim ke la a hello ka do we ni tum nelihin pen stame la ke jong poning tum apen last lang thek kang tong lo pini COVID-19 ke sumo puthak ada kosong sinon do bomba kiong dong tum hem wang lo se tame tum akisung ke do pik ta hai da wang det pen tu hem ba chudang tu ko psi ke klem nam si ko psi pang cheng si ke mesen ji ma mostame chuning ri long kiong da KSC pen stame pen tum chari pon pame pen som so ne warsa athelang tum expert tum industries long expert mane ke hotel long do kumane ke kapre industry manufacturing long do kado machine expertise tum da topic neli theklong pic neli make thenglo pensi se kado we lahai lang don chari pen lang tum engage kon son te people take us on te lang char kon son me per pg ansi ni nam theng ton lo pen kado we covid 19 ke so pen ka cheri kon thek ji phan ham mi home kado we don rap adung jepo jepi chepori pon ji phan and men kado thak we sen ji phan sumeni ni chune kardom roi